Matt Lenihan Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. Always a pleasure to be catching up with Kurt Walker. Kurt, it's always fight weeks where we catch up, but you're here tonight supporting Abass Baraou. Tough fight against Macaulay McGowan. Macaulay's coming into this with nothing to lose, and in another time, another light, he'd have got some decisions go his way in some really close fights, and he might be in the mix for some fights, but he's got his opportunity. But talk to me about Abass. It's a good win against Eggington. You expect him to do the business?
Yeah, definitely. I actually think it's very good. How many months ago was he out? March? And not I'm back out again for another headline. So after all them years of sacrifice and hard work, where he maybe wasn't getting the fights, now he's starting to get a bit of recognition, and he's on the right path. To have him on the path, so get a win tonight, and there's plenty of possibilities out there for him.
100%. When you look at someone like Abass, obviously you've been in and around him, trained him. All you boys are quite tight. Do you think he can challenge for world titles, win world titles? You see that is he of that ilk?
100%. Comes down to work ethic and belief, and he has loads of it. He really does believe. He's the type of person, he believes good things will come if you stick at it your whole life. And I've seen way lesser people win world titles, so it wouldn't surprise me at all. Abass is very, very talented.
Yeah, I think he's one of boxing's good guys. You saw, I know, between us all, I think even at your last fight, everyone sort of dove in and took the piss a little bit with the tears and stuff like that. But it was, you can see what it means to him coming from, where he's come from and achieving that. Does that motivate you, obviously, seeing your stable mates do a job and wanting to get titles and wanting to climb up the ladder?
Yeah, 100%. Well, I'll be pro 3 years here in February, or pro in November, but I'm getting to that stage now where there's possibilities coming. You're getting to the end, you've done the journeyman stuff, I've had my fights, I'm ready to go now, and seeing Abass win the European title, seeing Harlem get in the big fights now, some of the big fights this year, it excites me for what's come.
Last time we spoke, obviously, James Beach Fight Week, Belfast, you got an opportunity to headline and you took your opportunity with both hands. I think everybody's always heard of your ability and what you can do with this amateur background, the previous top rank, obviously promotion, but you really sort of grabbed the bull by the horns and seized your moment. What was that like? That sort of the coming off that and reflecting on what you did.
Yeah, it was brilliant. If you watched maybe Jamie, when you've interviewed Jamie and stuff like that, he'd always said, even not just me, any people who done well, the amateurs, you'll not see the best of them until they're in a proper fight with someone who comes to win. Whereas when they're in the journeyman at the start, they actually look pretty bad. So I had a few hard ones, but I just don't think...
You have been given a few curveballs. You've not thanked Jamie for.
I think maybe people would look at the first few and say, you know what, he maybe was a better amateur than he's going to be a professional, but it's always the way with high level amateurs that it doesn't come out until someone comes to win and then you expose them. I felt, no disrespect to James Beach, it felt like one of my easiest fights because I knew I was in control the whole time.
I remember speaking to you, it must have been might have been the Mariaga, I can't remember what card you're on, one of mix, and I remember speaking to you, I said, you wanted another hard fight? He goes, no. He says, no, I keep getting chucked these randomers that are supposed to give me a bit of experience, and they're coming to take my head clean off. I suppose it is good for you, and it's testament. I think when you're an Olympian, and I don't know if you feel this, there's almost a target on you. Like, that's a bit of a target to say, you know what, we'll see how good you actually are, kind of thing. A bit more motivation for the opposite, the away fight, to say, look, I've just done that to an Olympian.
100%. I've said before, I actually regret getting the Olympic rings tattooed on me because I think it makes it worse. If they think if they beat him, they'll get called back, they'll get more money, and they just go extra hard because it's just something in you wants to go and beat someone who's meant to be better, who's meant to be good and all, and well touted and all. So thank God I'm done with them.
Humble. Well, let's talk about that. You've got a lot of options on the table. One fight we've always spoke about, and look, this isn't putting words in your mouth, is the likes of a Hopey Price. I think he's here tonight somewhere in the vicinity. His brother, excellent performance for his debut in Ellis. But you fancy that fight, don't you? And I suppose it's the natural progression after the performance like you just had.
Yeah, 100%. I've seen him earlier. He said hello to him, no problems. But the fight makes sense maybe I don't know whether for him, but for me it does. I need time for me to come up, and he's in the way, and I just want to get rid of him and move on. I need to go into a fight like that at this stage to progress myself and start getting my name out there, especially in the UK maybe and a bit further afield. But it's a perfect fit for me now. I would take it in the morning if it came available.
What do you see in him that gives you that confidence? And all fighters have to have confidence. You're never going to go into a fight and say, oh, I don't know, but you really fancy that fight against him. You're both, high quality amateur fighters. He came with the big build up, you came with the big build up. Why do you fancy that fight so much? What is it?
Like I says, what they says about Olympians, you'll never see the best of them until they have a someone who's meant to be the hardest fight. So I think because he plays a chess match kind of with the boxing on the back foot, kind of similar to myself. When it comes down to that level, it takes a very, very good fella to outthink me in the ring. Maybe he'd take an easier man to outthink me outside the ring, but it takes a very, very good man to outthink me in the ring. So I just don't think he can do that.
When are we expecting to see you back out? I know boxing, everyone wants the big fights and wants step-ups, but it is important to, I don't want to say stay busy, but not lose out on momentum, because the last performance was your career best, in my opinion anyway, so you want to at least get back in the ring. What's the plan?
Yeah, 100%. I think I'll be back out here. I'm just waiting for a bit of confirmation, hopefully August, see what our options are, but Jamie's been talking to me. There's things coming hopefully on the horizon here in the next few months, so I just need to play my cards right, stay busy, stay tuned, and once an opportunity comes, I'll take it. And I'm getting to that stage now. I'm going to be 30 next year. I just want to go.
You want the door, but world champion? You still believe wholeheartedly you become world champion?
I wouldn't do it if I didn't. I've said before, going pro wasn't really didn't really care. I just wanted to be an Olympian, and then when I started doing well the last 2 years of my amateur career, winning a few medals, going to Olympics, doing well, went pro. Says I could do it. Like I said, I've seen lesser people than me win world titles, so I believe I can.
100%. I believe also, I know you're close to Michael, he looks like he's set to come back at some point. I know we don't know what he's doing training wise, but pleased to see him back, and it's not the end of the journey, that last fight.
100%. It's good to see him back. People will always have their opinions, but do what makes you happy. Who cares? If it makes you happy, I don't care what everyone else thinks. He wants to fight, He's seriously talented. Just reset and go again. What's the worst that can happen?
I'm going to say, we're in that day and age now where we're seeing losses shouldn't define a career. And Mick's obviously got that talent to come back as well, and challenge, so it'd be good to see. Harlem as well. I know that he's talked about having a fight with Adam Azim. I don't know if that fight will ever happen. They came in the ring, obviously face off. You'll know more than I do, but what do you think happens in that fight? It's coming off a good victory, is Harlem?
I think it's a great fight, especially for British boxing. Azim's obviously very talented, very fast, very sharp, very good. He's only a young, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think it's a great fight, but I think Harlem is getting better and better every single fight. Obviously, I've only known him the last 2 years, so I'd never seen what he was like when he first came into the gym. But Mick says like the progression from basically a novice, more or less, really, like to where he is now, it's crazy. So he can just keep going, really, and it's an interesting fight.
100%. Look, appreciate your time. Obviously, when we've got some news, we'll catch up with you and run this whole thing back again, and hopefully we know where we're at in terms of these big fights. But you got a message to the fans, the people who got behind you the last fight? Ulster Hall was bouncing for your last time. You want that again, don't you?
100%. It's only going to get bigger, too. It takes a while. You have to build it up, and as people are going to come out and see the last people at the last one. So I just want to start building now and really kick on.
100%. Look, if you've never been to Belfast for a fight, get yourself there. The atmosphere is ridiculous. I know we talk about Ulster Hall, forget SSE for a minute. Ulster Hall, if you've ever been to York or like that, but honestly, like the noise, incredible. Kurt, appreciate your time, and we'll catch up soon.
Good man, Matt, thanks.